Hello everyone. So this class we are going to see while loops and why we need while loops, right? So in any particular time, let's say you require to run your program or your loop till something is true or till the statement is true, you want to loop that again and again until unless that is not going to false, right? Or that is you want to put it in that loop, right? So in that case, we have something called while loop that we can use. Um, Okay, so let's take one example, and how we write while loop is simply like any other loop, and while, and then here we provide that what is that condition which you want to be true, or the condition that you want your loop to be running, right? If it is true, so basically here what it comes here, here you have you bring a condition which is true. Okay, so I'm just writing condition which is true, and why I'm writing this, because then only we want that our loop continues. If it is false, then we want it to stop, right? So and then what you want then, after, if this while loop you start, and then you want to take action that, okay, if this is true, then do this. So simply, let's say I say print something. If this is true, then you print something, right? So this can be a simple while loop. And so okay, so let's take that example. Let's say let's initiate a equal to 0. So okay, so I'm creating a variable a equal to 0, just initiating this one. Okay, initiating a with a value of 0. Okay, now here I'm giving, let's say a is greater than 10. Okay, while a is less than 10, you print a. Okay, so what I'm saying here, while my a is less than 10. Okay, if my if you want to understand in if else, right? So what it's saying here, if a here is less than 10, so so what is my a here right now? The first a is 0, right? So 0 is less than 10, then what it will give me, if understand, this is just a comparing, this is just simply comparing this, what it will return, this will return me true, right? So this will simply return me true. Okay, so if this is true, this will print a. Okay, so I want this to run till this is less than 10. Okay, so and after this print, this loop goes back to while again, right? This again, it goes back here again, validate, and again goes back to while. Okay, so here what will happen, my value of a, let's say if I run this right now, what will happen? You can pause here and think about it, what will happen, right? Because this is a loop. Okay, so this is a loop, and I'm always saying what will the value of a, right? It is always 0. I'm not saying it will increment or it has to do something, right? So it will not even increment, and what will happen, this is a loop, this will go for endless. There is no break here, right? There is no end here. It is always assign a value to 0, it will always compare, it will be true, it will go back to the while, starting the loop, right? It will go on. If I run this one right now, it might, it might hamper this session also if I run this. So what we need to do, because what our objective is that this run for, first it run for 0, and then it goes to 1, then it goes to 2, it checks till 10, right? Or it checks till at least 9, whether it is true or not. Okay, okay, so what we can do is, like we have seen this, right? So what we can do, we can increment the value of a by 1. So a equal to a plus 1. So now what will happen, it will print a. Now it will go to the next step, it will reassign the value of a equal to a plus 1. So 0 plus 1, it will be 1. Now the value of a is changed. Now it will go to the second one, it will compare 1 is less than 10. Okay, it is again true. It will go to the, it will come back to a here, assign a new value. 1 plus 1 will be 2, right? So let me run this one. Okay, So now it is printing me A, right? All the possible value till this statement is true, right? If you see 10 is equal to 10, so it's not printing 10 here. Okay, if I decrease this to something else, let's say make it 6, it is printing till 5. Till that statement is true, right? Till that statement is true, it will printing A for me. It is printing a value, right? Okay, so this is clear. Let me add another example. So in example, let's take let's do something like addition, right? So addition of two numbers. So addition in a while loop. So what we have to do here. So consider this, guys. I mean, this above example we have seen here, right? So what we are doing, we are initiating a with some value, and we are performing, or we are we are running this loop, and we are printing a again and again, right? So we initiated something. So here also we have to do the same thing. Let's initiate something called b equal to 0, and here we want to add two numbers, right? Or we have to add something in the loop. We have to keep adding until unless it is the statement, the while condition is not true, right? So let's then we need to also initiate something called total, because we want to do that. So let's say total value is also 0. Let's start with 0, right? So we initiated this one, and let's write our while loop, and while b is greater than 5. Okay, then what I want to do, I want to this total, right? I want to run this total equal to total plus, here we have to use b. Why we have to use b? I'll tell you. Let me just and what we have to do in the last, we have to increment the value of b also by 1. So it is actually running till it reaches to the end of the while loop, right? Or when the till my uh, while loop is not true. Okay, so what I'm doing here, I have initiated b, I have initiated total value here, right? Let me use here total value, same thing which I'm using there, right? Total value. Okay, initiated b, initiated total value. Now here my while loop starts, right? And I'm giving till my b, whatever value of b is less than 5, till that time it is true. So this is true for what values, right? Let's write that. So this is true till uh, 0 is true, right? Starting with 0, so it will, first thing will be always 0, right? Now if it is coming here, then b value 0 plus 1 will be 1, same thing, right? And again 1 plus 1 will be 2, and now 2 plus 1 will be 3, right? And it will go till 4, right? Because 4 is only thing which is less than 0. When it comes to 5 here, guys, then 5 will be equal to 5, right? Then this statement will be not true, or this will be false, right? So it will not go here. So only thing which is true is still here. Okay, I hope this is clear, right? So after this, this is false, and anything like if even 6 is greater than less than 5, it will be false, right? So beyond that, everything is false, right? So I think this is very important to understand, guys. Okay, for any while loop, right? That when till the statement is true, then only it will go further, right? If it is getting false, then it will not go further. Okay, now what we are doing here, so you have written your while loop, and this is your condition. Now what it does, it uses your total value which you initiated here with the value of 0, right? For every increment of b, what we have to do, we have to add this total value plus b, right? So all this value which we are changing, or we are incrementing one by one, right? What we have to do, we have to also keep our total value also in the sync, right? So we always increment and add. We increment b, and we also add that value to the total value. So it will calculate in that way, right? Let me run this one. Okay, let me, sorry, I have not printed the print total underscore value, and it is giving me 10, right? If you add this, right, it will give you 10, right? 1 2 3 4 is total equal to 10, right? So it is printing everything, right? Okay, let me for a little bit more understanding, what we can do is, like, let me go there and let me print b also. So you'll see what exactly. So it is printing 0 first, right? Like we seen here, right? this is all B is getting printed till here, right? So this is printing one by one correct values. First thing is printed as 0, second is printed as 1, then 2, then 3, 4. And in the last, it is incrementing the value of total also, and which I printed here after my loop, after my complete loop, right? So total value, the value is getting stored here, right? And now I am using that to print my result. Okay. So I hope this is clear. Let me take another example, and this example, right? What we will do, we will try to make it little further. We'll take little further. We have seen other loops also, right? Sorry, not loops. Other if else like that we have seen, right, in the previous class. If you're not seen, please go to the that session and just watch it. But let me do that. Okay, here. So let's start something called C this time, and let's initiate with 0, and then let's write our while condition, right? So while C is less than 5, then what we want to do, then we are running that. Okay, then I'm putting my if condition here. So now what I'm doing here, I'm saying if this statement is true, if this is true, if this condition, right, this condition is true, then what you have to do is like, let me just write true, then go and take the next condition, which is my if condition in this below line, right? Then it will go to the below condition, right? Now here I'm writing another if condition inside it. Okay, here what I will say, okay, if my C value is greater than, let's say 3, if the C is greater than 3, then print something. Print a string like smaller than 3. Sorry, greater than 3, right? If C is greater than 3, so greater than 3. Okay. Else, what we want to do it in else you print smaller than 3. Okay. And very important that we have to end the loop, right? So that is very important, guys. Always never forget that we have to end that loop. Here what is the initiating value that we have initiated is C, right? So C equal to C plus 1. Okay, we can also write this one in this way, guys. I mean, it's like in many places you might see that this wherever we are using these loops, right? And when we have to write C equal to C plus 1, so basically we write it like C plus equal to 1. This is another way to write this. Okay, so now let's run this one. Okay, so if you see here, so now, okay, don't see this result and just think now that for the first, I mean, now what will be the value of C one by one, right? So let's say value of C, right? So let's start with like what will the value of C the very first time, right? So it's like first value is 0, obviously, because it's initiated with 0. Then what is the next value? It's again 1 by 1, we are incrementing by 1, right? So it will be 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's say till 5 till now. Okay, and this condition, the C equal to C is less than 5. So we only this 5 conditions will be certified, right? Will be true, right? This for 5 will be only true. Okay, so this should print me 5 output. Okay, which is printing. Okay, which is correct. Okay, now next thing is like for the first value when it's incrementing. So this is very important. That's why I'm always keep on talking about the value which I'm incrementing in while loop, right? This is very important, guys. Okay, so if you understand this one, then very easy. Inside everything inside you already know, because it is from the before what we already studied in if else, right? This we already know, right? We have to understand how we are coming to this condition, how this will come to this condition, how this condition is getting true, right? Or how this condition is keep on checking in a loop, right? And this is everything is happening here when I'm giving this, I'm changing this value. So loop, what it does, right? It start with one place, right? Then it goes to the next place, right? It keeps on go to the third place, and then again it goes back to A, right? This is how this loop is, right? And then it will repeat. This thing will be repeated. This thing will be always get repeated, right? This will be keep on repeating till this statement is false, right? Then it will stop. Then it will stop, right? So very important. So what happened for the first condition? Now first is 0, right? So 0 is greater than 3. No, it is not greater than 3, right? It will go for else, right? 0 is not greater than 3. Okay, then smaller than 3 is printed. For 1, same thing, right? 1 is smaller than, so basically it comes here, and what it does, it checks like 0 is greater than 3. And what it will return? It will always return false, right? So when it returns false, then where it will go? It will go to the else, correct? So how many false we got? For 0, false. For 1, 1 is greater than 3, false. 2 is greater than 3, false. Is 3 is greater than 3? Very, I mean, this is, if you might be thinking, right? 3 is equal to 3, but it's not greater than 3, guys, right? So this is also 3. Sorry, this is also false. Okay, right? So every time this is false. So if you see, it is going in the if condition and it's printing smaller than 3, which is here, right? Only to the last run, right? Last loop, it is 4 is greater than 3. Yes, 4 is greater than 3, right? So in that case, it's printing greater than 3. So if you see inside my loop, I'm using if else to do some operation, to take out some value, right? Or to print something. So actually I'm using a while loop, and inside it I'm also giving my other conditions. Okay, so this is another way to do that. Okay, I'll put all these notes. I'm trying to segregate all my notes from the previous classes also. I'm trying to put it at one place. I'll try to put everything in the description. I'll put a link. If I place it somewhere, I'll just keep it in the description, guys. So do check it out. And every 10th class or every 10th session in uh, this segment, right, will be the test. It is like I'll give you some sample questions. If you are able to solve it, it's like you are getting it, right? You are in the right track. So just for that, I'm just going to create some sample uh, test questions, right? So for it will be from last 9 classes. From last 9 classes, that videos that I have, right? It will be from that classes, and the 10th class will be the test. So you can actually go through that, try to evaluate yourself if you're getting everything or not. And it will be from the class that I have already given, right? So this will exactly from the class, the questions which are very close to what I solved, right? So try to take that exam, try to take that test, right, to evaluate yourself. That will help, guys. That will help a lot. Okay. Okay, thank you. We'll meet in the next class. Thank you.